How's it going, everybody? Cub Fan here, and today I have something very special to show you. I have developed this device which is capable of teleporting a player an unlimited number of blocks in 100% vanilla survival Minecraft. This uses no command blocks and no mods of any type to teleport the player as far as they desire. So let's go ahead and see how this thing works. First of all, I'll just break some blocks under here to show you that this is legitimate. There are no command blocks of any type here. It's literally just a pressure plate and redstone wire that we're going to be using here. So that's that. I'm going to go ahead and fill this back in here. Okay. So, let me demonstrate how this works. So, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this grass block, because all we need are ender pearls here. So, this is point 1, and point 1 in our case is at x1032, z1029, or thereabouts. And essentially, what will happen here is we will throw an ender pearl into the air, step on this pressure plate, and we'll be instantly teleported 600 blocks due east. Now, you don't actually have to limit yourself to 600 blocks. You can go 600 blocks, 6,000 blocks, or even 6 million blocks if you really wanted to. The only limiting factor for this design is the amount of redstone you have. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and showcase this. So we look straight up into the blinding sun. We will set our game mode to survival. Release the ender pearl. Step on the pressure plate and keep an eye on our X and Z coordinates. There we go. So we just teleported 600 blocks to the east, and we are now at point 2, which is really far away. You can see the surroundings have changed. We got a bed, the portal is gone, and everything like that. So yeah, we can do whatever we want to now. We can walk around, interact with the world, etc., just like you normally would. And then when we're ready to go back, what we do is we just look straight up again, release another ender pearl, come over here, step on this pressure plate, and voila, we are back where we started from at point 1. There's the nether portal, dispensers, and everything is good. So a lot of you are probably wondering exactly how I'm doing this, and I'll just show you can use it as many times as you want to here. Yep, back at point 1 now. So a lot of you might be wondering exactly how I'm doing this, so let me just show you exactly how this works. Okay. So, how does this thing work exactly? So, to understand how this works, you first have to understand how Minecraft loads chunks. Now, for those of you who don't know, a Minecraft chunk is a 16 by 16 block area that stretches from bedrock to the sky limit. So, for instance, this blue wool here outlines one single Minecraft chunk. Now, chunks in this demonstration are important because they can load and unload, and when they unload, everything in the chunk essentially freezes. So that includes thrown ender pearls in our case. So whenever we unload this chunk, the ender pearl will freeze in midair. So essentially what that means is if you exit the area surrounding you that the chunks are loaded in extremely quickly, you can essentially freeze an ender pearl in midair. That's essentially what this thing does. It freezes the ender pearl in midair and then force loads this chunk and makes it become what's called an entity processing chunk, so that it will then continue to fall and land and we can teleport. And the way it does that is by via redstone signal. So there's a redstone line coming here from the other blue chunk down there at point 2, and when we step on the pressure plate down there, a signal will travel all the way down this instant repeater line. It will then split up and load this whole 5x5 chunk area indicated by the yellow wool. Now whenever Minecraft sees that there is a 5x5 area of chunks loaded in the game, it'll first load those chunks, and then the chunk in the center of that 5x5 loaded area, which happens to be this blue chunk here, will then become an entity processing chunk. So what that means for us is we've already left the area, the chunk's unloaded, ender pearl's here in midair. Whenever we load all this 5x5 area surrounding this chunk becomes an entity processing chunk. The ender pearl then continues to fall down and hits the ground. So I hope that made a lot of sense to you guys. I can actually demonstrate that more effectively by doing something like this. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead into game mode 0, and then we will set our speed to 100, toss a pearl up in the air, and then run out of the area really quickly. So we'll run all the way down here to the other area right here. Okay, so we're there. This is the second point, really far away. You can see the elevators and stuff in the background. So yeah, that's one way of starting the system. This is just demonstration. Obviously you can't do this part in survival, but there's other ways you can start it. So then all we have to do to go back now is step on the pressure plate, but you want to make sure you launch a pearl up in the air here so that you can come back to this way, and there we go. We're back at point 1 with the portal and dispensers and everything like that. So hopefully that explains how it works, and now I'll show you how you can get this thing started in survival. Okay, so now that we understand that we have to leave these chunks quickly in order to leave the ender pearl suspended in midair, we can see how we can do that in survival. So there's 3 different methods. The first one involves nether portals. So you can light the nether portal, launch your pearl up into the air, and then quickly get in the portal and go to the nether and then come up somewhere else. That's one method. You can also use the end portal in the same fashion, or you can kill yourself. That's the method that I typically prefer, because that is able to be used anywhere and you only have to do it one time. So let's go ahead and do that here. We'll go to game mode 0, difficulty is hard. Go ahead and drink a potion of poison. This slime might kill us first, but we'll go ahead and teleport in the air, respawn back at the base or wherever you want to respawn at. Then once we're ready to go back, we can step on the pressure plate here, and we are teleported back pretty much instantly. So that's one method there. Alright, and I'll just go ahead and demonstrate the nether portal approach here. This also works with the end portal. So toss your ender pearl in the air, run over quickly to get into your portal, and you saw the ender pearl right there just before we got teleported. It was almost at the ground. And so then what you do, you would go from this portal to another portal elsewhere. So I'll go over here to this portal, and you'll hop in just like so. Okay, come up over here, and then all you have to do is go to your the end of your redstone line, which in my case is over here. This is the point 2 over here. So the ender pearl has already been suspended midair, westerly in that direction, at the other blue chunk. So all we have to do now is toss an ender pearl in the air here so we can come back to this area. So go ahead and set game mode to survival, toss it up, hit this, and there we go. We are instantly teleported to the area where our portal is, and then we can just go back and forth between the two like so. So there we go. Yep, and now we're back to where we were before. So let me just talk a little bit about the potential for this system. So as I said before, this can teleport you an unlimited number of blocks, which you decide, so you can choose when and where you teleport to. You could literally be standing anywhere in your world, and the next instant after stepping on a pressure plate, be 10 million blocks away on a mountaintop somewhere. So very powerful tool here. It'll also be very useful for any terrain generation updates, such as the 1.7 update, because this allows you to go back and forth between old and new terrain instantaneously. So very useful for that. I also just want to say thank you to a couple people here. Thank you to Panda4994 and Simply Sark. Those two guys have been working on chunk loading and chunk loading properties for the last few months. So I just want to say thank you to those guys. And I also want to say thank you to a Minecraft player called Defaniv, who essentially showed me this was possible. He built something similar in his own world, his own survival world. I'm not sure if he built this exact design or something else, but thank you for showing me this is possible. So that's the entire showcase there, guys. Please leave any comments or questions in the description, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. But thank you all for watching. This has been CupFan. Goodbye.